Hey guys, welcome back to the Questionable Scale Modeling channel. And how about a quick Throwback Thursday then and now uh, build? So this is going to be my third build, which is the 1966 Ford Galaxie 500 by AMT. It's a race kit, and what I wanted to accomplish with this kit is to kind of duplicate the race winner by Mario Andretti in the late 60s. I think it was actually 67. So the car is not completely accurate, and I took a few liberties on the engine, but this one I completed in February 28th, 2018. You can see it's my third build. I hadn't really started putting notes. So the actual colors I used, I really don't know, but we will get into all that uh, when we actually look at uh, the actual kit. So with that, let's watch a slideshow of what the model looked like when it was first done, 8 years ago. So we'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. So here is the model today. It really hasn't changed much, sitting in a box for a couple of years or so. I actually had it displayed. I don't remember when I did my mass uh, cleaning, but it was probably about 2 years ago when I decided, well, it's not really up to my standards, so I don't really want to look at it anymore. So in the box it went. So uh, let's start with the chassis. So of course all this, except for the suspension parts, they were all molded in. I actually did a really good job of masking and painting the chassis. I did custom exhausts, which surprisingly went well for the first time. There's a lot of there's a mark, well, there's marks on there from where I melted it to get the bends. Kind of very crude, but sitting on the table, it looked good enough. I drilled out the ends, the tips, filled it with a little black. That's all good. I don't remember what color the blue was for the engine. I just kind of painted it blue. I will say that as far as the paint goes, the whole thing, and again, this, okay, let's back up a little bit. This is my first fully airbrushed model kit, and it's only number 3. Um, and this was back in my experimental days when uh, I was kind of searching for what I wanted to do, what products I wanted to use, and had a lot of influences. And for this model, I used craft paint, thinned with windshield washer fluid, just like I think it was Dr. Cranky that I was watching at the time, for the most part. And the clear coat is, uh, you guessed it, floor polish, the old good old future floor polish, and it has uh, held its shine fairly well. It's not a deep shine like you would get with the polyurethane, which I use now, but it's not bad. It could be buffed. I will say there's quite a few fingerprints in this thing. Like there's tons of fingerprints on the roof of the car. It's kind of funny. Um, the engine, let's get to that because that's got the most glaring mistake of all. So yes, NASCAR didn't really run a dual carburetor uh high rise intake like that. But I thought it was cool, so I did it anyway. I believe even on these big 427s, they still ran a one big single carb, but you can correct me on that. Um, I actually added the fuel lines. Uh, these were the kit carburetors, so they didn't actually have any holes for the ventures. So I drilled them out the best I could, which, as you can see, it's really not that good. But I did the plug wires, and when I did that, I had to relocate the holes because according to my reference photos, uh, they were wrong. So again, feel free to correct me on that as well. My radiator hose is actually a heavy gauge piece of wire. Looks pretty good. Like most people, there's no lower radiator hose. Let's see what else. I've got like a fuel filter thing there. Uh, gosh, I've got a fuel filter on the very front, which is actually a piece of electronics off of a circuit board. And my change where it's at. I don't know if you can see it, but let me get a toothpick to point it out. There is a coil wire. Let's get in focus. Focus. There's a coil wire right here. And that is a piece of a toothpick that I just painted black and stuck a wire in it. This wasn't my first wiring job. I did another car with some wires back in the 90s when I was building muscle cars. I did wiring back then, so it wasn't my first time doing it. And you can probably tell it wasn't my first because the wiring on this is not too shabby. Doesn't have that spider effect. Everything's draped on the engine nicely. Wow, you can see well, you can't, but I can. There's a huge seam on the bell housing that I didn't look at. Let's see. On the interior, let's see if we can't take this apart. Why not? It's not like it really matters. It's just going to go back in the box when I'm done with the video. Oh, there we go. And the parts are flying. I don't know what that was that went flying, but I can't see it. We want to look at the interior tub. I can get it out. This was the, let's see if you can read that, 2015 reissue by Round 2. So it wasn't an old kit. It was only 3 years old when I built it. So I did modify the roll cage because I wanted it to look like a NASCAR roll cage from the 1960s, as much as my limited abilities could get. So I actually added the door bars, which meant I had to cut this out. But I think that's, for a first time trying to modify a roll cage, again, it's not too bad. You can't see it, but you saw it in a slideshow that I modified the, I don't remember what the kit had for pedals, but I don't think it had a 3-pedal setup, because I remember making uh, the clutch, brake, and gas pedals out of circuits, because they were nice and flat and I could trim them easy. But anyway, what else? Oh, the decals. Let's talk about the decals. So these decals I got off them, I'm pretty sure I bought them off of eBay, and the decal sheet was really terrible. It was one of those, I'm pretty sure it was an Alps printed decal sheet where the entire sheet was one giant film. So you had to trim everything. But the problem was half of it was clear, the other half had like a gold back to it. So on the Mario Andretti name here, I did my best to kind of trim it, but there was no way to get rid of that gold background, which is, that was kind of frustrating. Um, the real car had a dealership here, which I think that logo actually changed depending on where the race was. So they would always have a local Ford dealer on the fender back here. But the decal sheet didn't come with that, and I had no way of making it. So there's a whole bunch of nothing right there. Let's see. I think some other things. Yeah, they weren't exactly accurate, but it was good enough. I liked it. And you can, like on the Ford back here, I actually had to trim all the way around the decals to get rid of the colored backing. And I did a pretty decent job. Same thing with the numbers. The number 11s on the doors were way out of scale, so I actually had to trim those. In general, it's not bad. So that's build number 3. So we'll try to do another one next week since I haven't done too much of this. But hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching. Any comments or anything, let me know, and give me a comment or send me an email at questionablescalemodeling@gmail.com. And we'll see you next time.